The Wild Swans. Once upon a time, in a faraway land, there lived a good king and his 4 children. The king's 3 brave sons spent their hours, as most princes do, hunting in the forest, and his youngest child, a daughter called Rosalind, spent hours tending to her family's rose garden. One day, while the sons were out hunting, they caught sight of a white stag at the edge of the clearing. They chased the stag through the forest into the kingdom of Queen Maeve, ruler of the fairies. Queen Maeve heard the princes crashing through her trees and, in a rage, turned them into wild swans. Wailing mournfully, the swan princes flew over the castle walls and into the night sky. Rosalind heard their cries and opened her window. She saw her brothers rise in front of the moon and disappear. The king fell into a deep sadness. Even Rosalind, who always made her father so happy, could do nothing for him. So Rosalind took leave for her father and set out in search of her brothers. Ooh. She traveled far and wide until one evening she came into an ocean. On the shore, Rosalind found 3 white feathers. As she bent to gather the feathers, an old woman wandered down the shore. The woman smiled kindly at Rosalind and asked, "What are you doing here all alone?" "I'm searching for my brothers who have been transformed into swans. Have you seen any swans nearby?" The old woman nodded thoughtfully and pointed toward a rocky cove in the distance. Rosalind turned her head to look. When she turned back again, the old woman had vanished. Rosalind hid in the brush and to wait and see if the swans would appear. Finally, as the sun began to set, 3 swans flew over the ocean and came to rest in the cove. As the last of the sun's rays disappeared over the horizon, a startling change occurred. The swans lifted their long necks and transformed into men. "We have only until sunrise," the princess told her. "Then we will become swans once again, and we must fly back over the ocean." "I will go with you," Rosalind replied. The princes worked all night, making a net to carry their sister. At dawn, they carried her over the ocean to their cave. You see the net carrying Rosalind? While her brothers hunted for food, Rosalind fell asleep. She dreamed of the old woman she had met on the beach. "I am Queen Ethne," the old woman said. "Queen Maeve is my evil sister. She banished me to roam the oceans. I can offer you one chance to save your brothers, but it will require great sacrifice from you." Queen Ethne swept her arm across the cave, and rose bushes appeared everywhere. "From these roses you must craft 3 shirts," said the queen. "When they cover the swans, the spell will be broken. However, you may not speak until finished, or your words will pierce the hearts of your brothers." There's the roses that she's going to sew to save her brothers. The Swan Princess brought Rosalind food and water as she worked. Although she would not explain, her brothers knew that she was helping them. One evening, a merchant and his wife found the cave as they were walking along the shore. There, among the roses, they saw Rosalind sewing petals. The couple took pity on the young girl and insisted she return with them to their cottage. Rosalind could not speak to resist. As they left the cave, Rosalind gathered as many roses as she could carry. She stayed with the couple for many days. She spent every spare moment sewing. More roses right here. Rosalind Rosalind had finished 2 of the shirts, and only the cuff of a sleeve remained of the 3rd. But Rosalind had run out of roses. The merchant's wife had a rosebush that she loved above all else. Rosalind wept as she crept outside of the dark and plucked petals from the beloved flowers. She sat through the night, and at sunrise she had finished the last shirt. "You have stolen my roses!" cried the merchant's wife. "How dare you!" Rosalind fled from the house, calling to her brothers as she ran. They flew down from the sky, and Rosalind quickly threw the shirts over them. There's the shirts. Now the spell was broken. The brothers were whole again. Rosalind then returned to the college to tell her story to the merchant and his wife. When all was forgiven, Rosalind and her brothers began their long journey home. The good king had all but given up hope of seeing his children again. When Rosalind and her brothers returned, the kingdom commenced a celebration that lasted for many months. Rosalind returned to her rose garden. She sent her loveliest rosebush to the merchant's wife, and the roses bloomed all year round. The family lived happily ever after. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.